instructor in Buffalo, New York. We are at my studio, a Buffalo Dance Center, and I am here to share with you some yoga poses broken down in a way that new yogis and also experienced yogis may be able to better incorporate them into their practice in a way that's not only safe, but that also helps you grow your strength, stability, and flexibility to be able to then grow your practice. So today's pose by pose is Sukhasana, or easy pose. And this is a pose that a lot of teachers will start off class with, so it's a good one to know and to be comfortable with. I am going to be doing this pose today with the assist of blocks. Props are a really great way to help you get a little bit more comfortable into your poses, and so you can actually get the most benefit out of them. Do not be afraid to use props. They are there to assist you and your practice, so feel free to use them. So I'm going to go ahead and grab 2 blocks for this. So sometimes it's really helpful, depending on the flexibility in your hips, to use one block maybe just to sit on. So if you take this block and really find a spot where you can ground your sits bones into it and let the hips be higher than the knees, this is a really comfortable place to be. The whole idea with this is that we want to elongate the spine. So the more grounding through the sits bones, the more we can use that as leverage to press down and then find this lift up. So feeling this lift up through the spine, coming up through the crown of the head. This really tall back is not only great for our alignment, for our safety, but also it's going to create lots of space for the breath. So as we begin to settle into the practice and take those nice deep inhales, we're going to feel this opening in through the belly, the ribs, and the chest that's going to allow us to really start our practice off in a really beautiful way. So this is one option. I'm going to share with you another option, which is with 2 blocks. So for this one, you can come all the way right down to the mat. Once again, we're still grounding into the sits bones and we still want this tall spine, but depending on your range of motion, your flexibility, your knees might not be able to naturally open, and this can become really uncomfortable and honestly painful. So by taking blocks and placing them underneath your knees at any height, right? That's the beauty of blocks. We can put them at any height. This is going to allow for support under the knees. So now we have something to press into, and again, creating that leverage so we can create this really nice tall spine here. So this is another great option for you in your Sukhasana or your seated pose. While we're here, I would love to give you just a little bit of a movement exercise so that you can start to practice feeling comfortable in this shape and also realizing what it feels like to move in this shape. So let's try it right now. So grounding into your sits bones, sitting nice and tall. We want our hands to be somewhere where the shoulders can be dropped down away from the ears. So we're trying to prevent this, which we get so much of in our normal everyday lives with stress and cold and everything else. So we want these nice dropped shoulders. So having the arms placed somewhere where they can relax. I like them on my knees. Also, one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly, especially as you're moving through those cycles of breath, can feel really nice. So finding an option that works for you, and then let the eyes gently close or the gaze can come down towards the floor. And with your beautiful tall back, take a nice deep inhale in through your nose. Feeling that expansion in the belly, the ribs, and ultimately the chest. And then as you exhale, either out through the mouth slowly or back out through the nose, you can start to feel everything start to contract in towards the spine. We're working really hard to keep that back tall. So think about taking 4 or 5 rounds of nice, slow, deep breaths here. And then maybe you'll let the arms travel down to your sides. Flip the palms up, and on your next inhale, you'll reach, really pulling the arms away from the shoulders, taking up lots of space as they travel up. This is going to help elevate the spine even more as you press into the sits bones. Maybe the gaze starts to look up towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, we're trying to move the arms with the breath. And we're finding this resistance. We're finding this gentle push, engaging the muscles in the arms on the way down. And hopefully what you'll begin to notice is all of the little muscles that are working to make this very seemingly simple movement a reality. So as you inhale, this big stretch up, this lift out of the spine, and then as you exhale, this big reach and this push down and away. So the back is staying tall, so the core is engaged. These arms are working really hard. And we're feeling this opening in the hip flexors as our legs begin to relax and the knees start to get a little bit heavier with the help of gravity. Beautiful. You can add on to this flow by, as the arms coming up into your inhale, on the exhale, maybe find a twist. So one hand comes across the body, holding onto that opposite knee for leverage. Take another big inhale, sit super tall, making sure that this hand that is behind you isn't far away, so we're not leaning back into it. It's very close to the body to help keep the back tall. And then as we exhale, we, from the waist, find this deep twist, peeking behind our shoulder. And we're staying here for a breath or two, letting the body acclimate to this shape. And then we release it on the next inhale, bringing the arms back up through center, and then finding it on the other side. Big drop, big release as it comes over and around. Nice tall back on the inhale, lifting, and then on that exhale, finding the twist, keeping the back tall, keeping the chest lifted. And then you can come back through center. So taking these nice big inhales and exhales, finding the twist. Also, one more little variation to add into this practice is a seated cat and cow, which we'll talk about a traditional cat and cow in another video. But for the purposes of this one, on the inhale, it's just us sitting nice and tall, maybe lifting, pressing the heart forward on your inhale. As you exhale, you're rounding the spine, so scooping out the belly, bringing the chin into the chest, rounding the shoulders, and creating lots of space on this exhale. So cycling through on the inhale, lifting up, extending long. And then on the exhale, rounding and tucking. So not only are these great ways to incorporate movement into your breathing practice, but these are also great articulations of the spine that are going to help warm you up for the rest of your practice. So I hope that is helpful. Thanks so much for watching.